Well, we chose the rainforest. The topic's actually called Rumble in the Jungle, and tried to just make as many links as possible. Art, ICT, history, RE, science, and then what I was really interested in was the modern foreign languages.
So it's completely integrated?
Completely. We're completely rainforest mad in our classroom.
Ce sont des mots assez difficiles à dire. Par exemple, l'araignée, la grenouille. Ce sont des mots difficiles pour les enfants d'apprendre.
Right.
I really wanted to have a chance to see the children doing activities and show that the children had learnt those words within the context and were very confident using them, and I think you'll see that in the video.
Bonjour tout le monde.
Hello everyone.
Bienvenue.
Welcome to our programme.
We want to share with you the way we have been learning about languages in our school, which is Oak Hill Primary School in Stoke-on-Trent. In Year 3-4 we have begun learning French this year and have already learnt a lot.
Super.
Come on, tu t'appelles?
Je m'appelle Charlotte. Our teachers at Oak Hill have begun teaching us through the learning journey, where everything is taught through a topic.
Yes, it's very exciting. Our topic is rainforest. We have a conservationist camp in our classroom.
I find the real challenge of teaching French to children of this age group is helping them to learn key vocabulary without it becoming boring for them.
Bonjour.
I've set up a rainforest in a corner of my classroom and the children absolutely love it. They've even brought things in from home to go into this role play area. In negotiation with the children, we picked some animals from the rainforest, put those keywords into the rainforest, and then when the children are in the role play area, they teach each other the words and practice using the stuffed animals.
Bienvenue aux Ondes, la foggy noire.
We have been learning about habitats and what animals live in the rainforest. We have been learning some of the names of animals in French.
We use lots of opportunities to use the French words. For instance, in science as we're studying habitats, in art as we look at Henri Rousseau, in ICT as we look at using stop frame animations. It's been so exciting for me to have my instincts confirmed and to see the children really get into this topic.
We have created our own jungle scene at school using the animals we know about.
I like being in the rainforest because I think it's interesting and I love listening to the music and looking at it and looking what's happened. I like being in the rainforest because I like I like animals and I like the sounds of the music and about the rainforest.
I like the rainforest because the sounds are magnificent inside it. I love animals and I like to find out new things about other life.
I like the rainforest because I love looking at other animals and all the different leaves.
I like being in the rainforest because of all the magnificent animals and I like speaking French.
I like being in the rainforest because Diane Fossey, who saved all the gorillas.
When we went to Whistledown High School, we did something called a stop frame animation. We did it all about the rainforest and all the animals that lived in there. First we filmed them on Apple laptops, and then filmed them with cameras, and then we made a little animation, and we will publish on the show.
This is Tiggy, a tiger. I like watching him with my binoculars. This is Stripe. He's a very fast runner in the jungle.
This is Cobra because he's a snake. Watch out because his eyes follow you around the room.
This is Spotty Snake. I like watching him because he goes very slow and slithers around. The tigra.
The crocodile.
The sapon.
The sabon.
Lizard. La tigra.
We have already been doing some exciting things to help us learn French, haven't we, Matthew?
Oh yes, don't forget the stop frame animation we did when we went to Whistledown High School. That was good.
Yes. We made models and used Apple laptops to shoot our film.
One of the highlights of this topic has been doing stop frame animation with the high school. The children storyboarded and then made models fitting in with their French vocabulary that they'd learnt, and then set to and made the animations with children from the high school. It was very interesting that at this point the children already needed no prompting from me to remember the names of their characters. If another teacher asked me what was the best way to teach their children key vocabulary, I would say straight away go for topic based. It's much more fun for everybody and I believe much more effective.
We hope you have enjoyed watching this film. Au revoir.
Where do you learn about the best way of teaching primary age children?
What happened to me was I started languages at primary school, went right through A levels, did really well, did my first 2 years at university, went to France, got to the station in Nice, asked for a ticket in my perfect French and couldn't understand a word they said back to me. And that's a point that's always made me think there's got to be a better way. You know, it's got to be much more interactive, it's got to be much less bookish, and because the way I was taught was very formal.
I'd just like to ask Fiona whether you feel, as a non-language specialist, in any way kind of threatened by the idea of having to teach French.
It is worrying in some aspects, but because I've worked closely with Linda this year,
I'll hold your hand.
and yeah, she'll like teach me the words until I'm confident in saying them, and then I again will deliver that lesson with support to my class.
And Stella, do you think it's just enough to teach words, just bits of vocabulary associated with the topics that are being taught?
Well, we are only just starting out on this, and I think as time progresses, children are this is going to go further and further down the school, so as they come through, it's going to become more and more part of teaching them to actually speak in sentences and to use the language.
Linda, who have you shown this video to?
We showed it to 3 of the children who were in the video, and their response was quite amazing, really. They had big smiles on their faces. They said some very interesting things about, which surprised me, about how they'd felt about the learning that had been involved using this topic, because I'd never overtly said to the children, we're doing this to make it more fun, to make it more exciting, to make it mean more to you. But in fact, those children had worked that out for themselves.
It's easier to remember when we're doing more stuff because you're doing different separate things at a time, but at the same time you're enjoying yourself, and like when there's a topic you're really focusing on and you really enjoy, it's like you can't forget it because it's like really good. Yeah, it's like if you went on holiday or somewhere, a really good holiday, you couldn't forget that. It's the same thing.
The other element of the video was ICT. And can you tell us, because I know you have responsibility for ICT in the school, yes. Why did you choose that as a way of engaging children in French?
What I wanted ICT to do was to really enthuse the children, because just about every child has got an enthusiasm for ICT, and I'm very lucky because we're supported by a City Learning Centre, and the specialist teacher there helped me, gave me ideas really, and when I said, well, I'd like to do that, but I don't know how to do it, Sheila would then come alongside and say, right, this is what we're going to do, and really helped.
It's really exciting making things, like especially if you're making a film.
I don't like being in film because I get stage fright, but when I've actually done it, I don't feel that bad. And I really think it's dead good at doing in computers because I like doing stuff like that.
You're combining two things, but it's still fun at the same time. So you're learning two things, but it's still exciting.
When they're allowed to speak, they say very surprising things that perhaps you hadn't. As an adult, you've stopped seeing it from a child's perspective. When I first set up the rainforest, I would have loved to have had a couple of children videoing what went on as the first children went into play in there. I think that would have been very revealing to me as a teacher.
So that's not waiting till the end of a project to kind of look back and evaluate it. That's actually on the job, it informs the practice.
Yes, I think reflection, it takes place on lots of different levels, doesn't it?
I think I would like to have a bit with the children having a video camera and letting them again film in the new role play area for the new topic, and then maybe reassessing the role play and altering maybe or adding things into it.
And what about you, Stella?
Well, there's a huge emphasis on speaking and listening in the new framework, so that would be excellent opportunity using video, wouldn't it, for the children to see themselves back and to develop their skills. Perhaps have little mini conferences with the children where they can assess what they've done and say what would make it better. That would be just great and fit in so well with the new strategy.
I think we expect the children to continually develop and reflect, so why shouldn't we? We should be modelling that. We were having a discussion about what they felt had been good about this year, and then one of the children asked me, and they said, "And how have you developed this year, miss?" I actually took 2.5 hours of video, but when I came to edit it, I'd only got 7.5 minutes that I could use because I was just all over the place.
Yeah. That's normally what happens when everyone starts filming. And that's just because when you first start filming, you start using the camera the way that we look at the world. We flip around, and quite often as well, we'll hear somebody talking over here and go, oh, that's nice. And then have a look over there and go, oh, that's nice.
Yes.
And then we'd flick back.
Yeah.
So when we're watching it back on a normal telly, it's horrible. The easiest thing to do is decide you've got something and stay with it. Count to 10. If it's a really good shot, if something nice is happening, count to 20. But hold it for that count and then look at what else is happening.
Les enfants les adorent.
Oui. Et quel est le mot pour les choses-là? Pantoufles.
Pantoufles.
Les pantoufles.
Les pantoufles.
Alors, comme les animaux, j'aime bien. Très bien.
Ouais.
Alors, should we speak in English now?
Okay.
It's lovely day. Okay.